Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new version of the Fly Low Show here on the Flying Eye Radio Network. It is 2012, and I thought that, what we would do is get that jet airplane and all the rest of it ready for my opening, and I decided I've never had an opening. I've been on the air 43 years, and I've always opened the show with my fabulous voice, so I think you're kind of stuck with me as I am. But then, you love me that way, don't you? I want to thank my friend Gino Michelini for turning me on to Band of Gypsies. Now, in order to figure out what that song was, you're going to have to ask him because it's at home in my computer, but not here with me in the studio because I broadcast from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, I don't broadcast. I record my show here in the studios of the Alan Freed Studios. I'm Dusty Street. It's the Fly Low Show, and I figured we'd get 2012 started with a little Latin flavor. Had some Santana Jingo, also Kid Creole with Stool Pigeon. The Drifters did Spanish Harlem, and the wonderful band War did East L.A., featuring Jose Feliciano, just doing such a beautiful job in that song. Jose, thank you. So there's a new album out by the Black Keys. It's called El Camino, and the Black Keys are from this area. I'm in Cleveland, obviously. They're from Akron. And interestingly enough, there's another band from Akron called the Pretenders. Now, not that I'm saying that anybody, stole anything from anybody else, but, there was a little influence going on there. Did I say it's the Flying Eye Radio Network? Well, I meant to. I got me on milk and alcohol. Actually, milk and alcohol was my mother's cure for a hangover. She used to have milk and brandy. Well, yeah, a little squid in there, too. But, I don't want to make you sick or anything because you're probably still hungover from whatever it was that you did on New Year's Eve. I'm Dusty Street. You're listening to the Fly Low Show on the Flying Eye Radio Network, where there is a plethora of great music. Of course, you can have some music gumbo if you want, or a little rock rhythm and roots. Also, turntable hits. Everybody here incredibly talented. You can follow us on Twitter. I personally don't tweet. I think it's at Flying Eye Radio, or Flying Eye is the Twitter. You can look it up on the website. Just go to www.flyingeyeradionetwork.com. Not only that, but all the podcasts and everything are there. And there's going to be, a little special something going on here this year. And I think that the fabulous Andy is going to tell you all about it. I don't dare say his last name because I'm not sure if we've made the transition yet or not. You're going to have to tell me that, my darling. Well, there is a wonderful lady who is very sick, and I wanted to pay tribute to her, and another wonderful lady who is up for an award. The first one is Etta James. She is very, very sick, and I just, might cross my fingers because this woman is probably one of the most influential voices for females, whether it's in blues or jazz or rock and roll. Her name is Etta James, and the song is called Damn Your Eyes. The wonderful Chris Clark. She was on the VIP label, and I do believe the only white artist on Motown Records. Hence, she wasn't actually on Motown. She was on VIP, which was a subsidiary of Motown. Great, great song, man. If you didn't get up and boogie around to that song, well, there's maybe a little bit too much New Year's Eve left in your bod. Also, Jackie Wilson did Lonely Teardrops. Go Now, Bessie Banks, the original Go Now, which, of course, the Moody Blues had their first hit on, and it took a completely different direction after that song and became the prog rock kings that they became. But I'm so glad that they took that song from Bessie. Unfortunately, they took it, and Bessie really never had another hit record again. The Yardbirds started us off with Still I'm Sad. But not really. I'm Dusty Street. It's the Fly Low Show on the Flying Eye Radio Network. It's a new year. It's a new day. Just everything is all kind of brand spanking new. That's Dare. It's Dare, baby. Right there from the Gorillas. I love the Gorillas. And the animation, everything. Yeah, I know they're not actually gorillas. But doesn't it somehow make you think of, some of you may remember way back during the Ernie Kovacs days, and he had that great band of chimpanzees, or maybe they were gorillas. Yeah. Forgotten the name of them. Of course, Gino is going to email me with the name of what they are because, well, he is the keeper of all things nostalgia. At least for me, he is. I'm Dusty Street. It's the Fly Low Show. You also listen to Radiohead do Mr. Magpie and New Year's Day from U2. It was New Year's Day yesterday, so, you have to kind of play that. It's mandatory. When J.J. Cale first put this album out, everybody was playing Call Me the Breeze. But there was a tune on there that always attracted me more than Call Me the Breeze. It's this one. And it says a lot about who I am. Crazy Mama. I'm so in love with that Paul Simon album. But, if you're listening to the Fly Low Show at all, you know that I feel that way about that album. There's so many great songs on it. Dazzlin' Blue was the title of that particular track. Just before that, you listened to John Mellencamp. When Jesus left Birmingham. I know, I should never sing, so I try to talk the lyrics to keep everybody from killing me. Bear from the wonderful Lyle Lovett. That song, isn't that a sweet song in a really cool way? Also, Crazy Mama, I'm sorry, from J.J. Cale. And it had a bear on the cover. I thought about that after I started playing Bear by Lyle Lovett. I went, that's got a bear on the cover. Dusty Street here on the Fly Low Show on the Flying Eye Radio Network. And like us on Facebook. Or lick us on Facebook. That would be fun. You can also do something in terms of tweeting. I think it's at flyingeye.com. Leave a note for us. Go to flyingeye.network.com. Get it straight, Dusty. And leave an email for myself or anyone else. Under Podcast Archive is all of the shows. I used to take English. Are all of the shows, including mine, of course, the Fly Low Show, Rock, Rhythm, and Roots, which comes up on Tuesday. On Thursday, you have Music Gumbo with Andy. And, of course, Fridays are Kicking Out the Jams with Gino Michelini's Turntable Hits. And a chance for you to bang the drum and laugh a lot and listen to some great music on all of the shows. You never have to be anywhere without great radio because it's right here on the Internet whenever you want it. That's kind of nice, No commercials, none of that stuff. All right, let's jump into what I think is one of the best Clash albums of all time. Double album set, Sandinista, came out as a CD set as well. I don't know what particular form you have this, but if you don't, you should get it. Indeed. That's my song, my theme song for 2012. Anybody asks about me, baby, tell them I'm a rockin'. That's the Cadillac Black here on the Fly Low Show on the Flying Eye Radio Network. The wonderful Marcia Bell. And how it goes. This gal is so cool. She's very, very tall. And she sits side saddle on the piano stool and swings her legs back and forth while she twists and plays the piano and, kind of like over her hip. And she's just incredible to watch. She's on Alligator Records. And if you ever get a chance to pick some stuff up of hers, if you're not familiar with this lady's music, please do. She's a rockin', I'll tell you. Also, the Stones' Hide Your Love, AC/DC Soul Stir. And that's from my Australian album that I got. Now, Vanda and Young were the cousins of AC/DC, and they're the ones that produced that particular album and a couple of the earlier albums as well. Vanda and Young originally were the Easy Beats. Remember Friday on My Mind? And then they became, in the 80s, Flash in the Pan, which is what kicked off the set of music with Walkin' in the Rain. So a little bit of nepotism going on there for the first two records. But, hey, nepotism of that size is just fine. Or that type is just fine. Hello. I'm Dusty Street. It is the Fly Low Show. We're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum. And actually, it's really early in the morning for me. So if I stumble and fall, I'm sure you'll pick me up. The Master playing the Master. Stevie Ray Vaughan playing Jimi Hendrix's Little Wings. Jimi Hendrix playing Up from the Skies, a great song that just didn't get enough airplay as far as I was concerned. Also, listen to Mission UK with Wasteland. The guitar player and the lead singer in Mission UK is Wayne Hussey, who originally started with Sisters of Mercy. And I just, I'm kind of a doom gloom kind of gal, which is really contrary to my sunny personality. But he's got such a great sound on his guitar that kind of ekes over between those two bands. I've always loved both of them. I'm Dusty Street. It's the Fly Low Show on the Flying Eye Radio Network. I believe you can tweet us at Flying Eye. However, if you want to just go to the website, that's extra cool because the podcast archives are there. Just go to www.flyingeyeradionetwork.com. And there, under podcast archives, are not only my show, but Turntable Hits, Music Gumbo, Roots Rock and Rhythm, my boys, Steve, Gino, and Andy, who, of course, are all talented and incredibly charming, each in his own right, or his own wrong, depending on how you're looking at it. Taj Mahal had a tune out a long time ago, and I'd forgotten about it until I went and played a greatest hits. But you know what? I just kind of always thought this was talk about a left-handed compliment. Oh, indeed, that wild mountain honey. Boy, that reminds me of the hills just above San Francisco in Marin County in the summertime when the grass is really dry, but it smells kind of like honey up there. I'm Dusty Street. It's the Fly Low Show. It's about time to wrap this puppy up for me. You, of course, heard Why You Bacon Fat. That's from the Giant Step album that Taj Mahal put out in 1969 with the incredible Jesse Ed Davis on guitar. So now you know what he means when he says Mr. Davis. Indeed. And Taj still plays around all over the place, especially in Northern California. There are many records to be had by him. And I suggest, again, if you love Taj Mahal, that you get his greatest hits. There's like 20 songs, something like that on it. It's great. All right, you guys, time for me to get on out of here. So until we talk next Monday, you fly low and avoid the radar. I'm Dusty Street on the Flying Eye Radio Network. Madness! So I call it madness. It is madness, and especially because both Dr. Feelgood and my Madness tunes were all on the same CD, and obviously I miscued it because you already heard Milk and Alcohol. But you know what? If it's a good song, play it again and again. That's what I always say. Oh, wait a minute. That's what other people say, too. So I'm, that's that. Too nice to talk to from the English Beat, and also we started off this set of music with The Clash's Magnificent Seven, my favorite line ever in a rock and roll song. Vacuum cleaner sucks up budgie. Bye-bye. I'm Dusty Street. It's the Fly Low Show. I'm just about on my way out of here for this Monday. But before I leave, I'm going to leave you with a little song that my kind mother would always sing to me right after she I tried to get a pair of shoes on, and I had outgrown them once again. And I'm sure that if you have children or nieces or nephews, you already know about that part. So until we talk next Monday, babies, you fly low and avoid the radar. And you keep it jingling right here at the Flying Eye Radio Network, and check out all the other lads around me. Everybody does a great show. I'm leaving you with Fats Waller and Your Feet's Too Big.